Welcome, everybody, to the Get Bit Podcast, the podcast for blurs, for nerds. If you have a fandom, you are most certainly welcome here. We are your hosts, the most, myself, Black Spartan, of course, Safari TV. Show guy Joe is usually with us, but his lucky duck behind is watching SmackDown and live right now, so I'm not mad. I'm just jealous of him. But he is always with us in spirit. Safari, sir, it's been a long week. We made it to the weekend, sir. How you feeling?
Defeated.
I can understand that. For all those that don't know, and unless you've been watching Tafari Social, Tafari did have to say goodbye to a lifelong friend. He served him well for the time that he had him. It sucks that certain events have caused him to move on to greener pastures, but he has served Tafari well. So it's a car. So we need to say that. We need to say that. We need to
Good. Goodbye to my going Mary. We called her Silver, like the hedgehog.
I just had to feel like we had to stress it out before people say, well, who did Tafari lose? It's a car. It's a car. That being said, guys, as you can see, we are a little bit more leveled up. So we do try to watch our language, but words do fly. At the same time, guys, we do show trailers of video games and movies. Sometimes may be a little too intense for younger viewers. So viewer discretion is advised. Aside from that, welcome. Speaking of trailers, I'm going to be honest. Tafari, have you seen the trailer for the latest Running Man, the reboot?
I think I saw like a piece of it. I didn't sit through the full thing. I'm guessing this is the original Running Man anything like this one?
No. I will, as a person that saw the original Arnold Schwarzenegger Running Man, I am surprised that they have made this to where I was about to write this off, and then I saw this trailer and I'm like, you know what? I will watch it. And if you haven't seen the trailer, here is the trailer for the Running Man, because trust me when I say this, I'm just gonna play it.
Ben Richards, 35, married, one child, in medical crisis.
Thanos?
Money for a doctor now.
Ben, watch yourself.
Employment status, blacklisted.
So was that Pearlie?
It's the biggest show in the country.
Bloodlust is our birthright. Set it free. Welcome to the Running Man.
People on these games never come back.
I'm not trying to get myself killed, so kiss my ass twice.
Right there is why you can win this game. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. The entire nation hunting you down. And get your family out of Slumside for good.
I'm gonna come back here and burn this building down. I promise. That's the spirit.
This is America, goddammit! And we don't put up with no bullshit! Yes! Hunt him down! Stop filming me!
Have you ever wondered if this game is rigged?
Guess we'll find out.
You might be moving up too fast.
Hey, buddy. You're on freebie.
You better run! I got a grenade!
Back at you.
I'm still here, you shit eaters. Hey, big boys!
Are you crazy?
All right, so that was the trailer for The Running Man for 2025, which will be in theaters November 7th. Starring Glenn Powell, and as you see, Josh Brolin and Michael Cera. And I would be remiss because Cap will get on me if I don't say his name properly. Mr. Coleman put that shit on Domingo has decided to play the show host for the show The Running Man. Now, the crazy part about all this is I was about to write this show. I was about to write this movie off. I'm not going to lie, because the last Running Man, of course, with Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the late 90s was okay. But I didn't think that they could actually update it to 2025. But I'm going to be honest, it works. But Tafara, what do you think?
And that was a chaotic cameo fest. That they have everyone and everything in there, so it looks just kooky enough to work. So I think I'll give it a shot. So
yeah, I'm hooked now. And none of the main question going to be asked is Arnold going to be making an appearance? More than likely, it'll be a cameo somewhere. He was in the original Running Man movie, so more than likely he probably will be somewhere. But again, November 7th, it looks like it's going to be a solid time. Now you're probably wondering why am I rooting for Superman? Yes. Number one, we are not going to talk about it because again, it is just out as of today. Movie theaters. I haven't really done a deep dive on this, but I can tell you off the bat, getting a ticket to see Superman today might be almost impossible. Probably the next couple of days might be difficult. If you do have the ability to go see it, highly recommend it. The reviews are coming in. Also, check out Roomful of Blurs. Check out Blurred's Eye View as our man on the wall, Chris Fury, definitely did give their reviews on it. I know myself, Tafari, and others. We'll get a chance to see it, and we'll give our opinions on that later on. I know Showa Guy Joe, he got to see it, so we'll probably be giving our opinions later down the road once everybody's had their turn. But above all else, guys, no spoilers. Don't be that guy. Yeah. Don't be that guy that has to spoil it. Don't be that guy that has to negative review bomb, especially you Snyder fanboys. Look, Tafari made a wonderful skit that is currently on Tafari TV right now and on various social medias about the Snyderverse. Now, it is freaking accurate, number one. That's what I love how he did that. But number two, guys, look, let everybody enjoy the movie, okay? But, don't just review bomb it just because you think it's cool or, just because you think Rotten Tomatoes needs help. Let everybody enjoy the movie and then just go from there. It's simple as that.
I mean, you Snyder fans, y'all have been here longer. Y'all getting pushed aside on the week of your protest. I just wouldn't let it be me. That's all I'm saying.
Right. And yes, Superman is not woke. I cannot. Also, really quickly before we go to the King of the Hill trailer, Superman is not woke. Superman has literally been the same story since the 1930s. The same story, same guy, same way of telling things. Although Truth, Justice, the American Way did change because the times changed, because he wanted to represent the world. That's why Truth, Justice, the American Way became Truth, Justice, and a Better Tomorrow. Let it go. If you really wanted a hero, Homelander's sitting right there. Some of y'all keep asking for Superman, but what you really want is Homelander. He's right there.
Homelander's in the theater. There's a whole video of a Homelander cosplayer with Anthony Starr co-signing.
Right. And that takes a true villain to sit there and be like, respect. This man, and it's also out there, guys, on the socials as well. Like Tafari said, a man in full Homelander cosplay with the bottle of milk. I will give him that. This man was dedicated to sit in a theater playing Superman with 0 F's given. I'm impressed, but he didn't down the movie. He actually did like it. If you follow,
I'm here for all the gags. Like even Anthony starts saying, he's like, no, this is the type of silly stuff I want people to do. And like, so by all means, dress up in costume and go see a movie. It's fun. Like, I fully embrace this.
Now that we can get behind because that's harmless fun. But when y'all start going like Homelander was a real hero out of the boys, yeah, that's when y'all need to go touch grass. But anyway. King of the Hill does return after 15 years. Has it been 15 years?
I think it says so in the trailer. Honestly, I think a lot of the rewatches that people have been doing on Hulu and the internet has helped come back, because I know King of the Hill kind of just, I feel like it ran its course. It felt like those later seasons they were given more episodes than they planned for.
Yeah.
But now that they've had time, and I know people are saying like, I wonder what that place would be like in a Trump America now that we're come full circle.
I mean, we kept on saying what would happen if Mike Judd was actually given material of the current society.
And he did a great job. If anybody's watched Common Side Effects, it is basically Hank Hill if he worked for Big Pharma, that entire show.
Yep. But for all those that are wondering, here is the trailer for the new season of King of the Hill on Hulu.
Look at that Return of the Dang Old King, man. Oh, wow. I'm getting a hug. Okay. Emotional.
It's been hard with you and Peggy gone, Hank. I might have let myself go a little.
World has changed, Dad.
I don't know how to kick someone's ass over Zoom, but I'll figure it out. Huh. Okay. Is that a...
Don't worry. They're both all gender.
Uh-huh. Are we all gender?
5 stars?
I'm going to give you a 4. That way it gives you something to work towards. If you ask me, 5s should be rare in this world.
We sure are. I do not want to be conceited, but I have been told my whole life I'm a 5. Irashamase, Dirukome. I'm your chef, Bobby Hill. Oh, oh. Dang it! Nowadays, beer is fruitier, bolder, more assertive.
I've been drinking beer for 40 years, and I never wished once that it tasted more like fruit. I love a dance with clear rules and instructions. Bobby wants to bring that new girl over for dinner.
The vegan? What the hell am I supposed to feed her?
Can't we just put some grass in a bowl?
I cannot believe they're allowing it to happen openly in the streets.
Fake sport, man. You got to tackle something, man. The thing they don't tell you about retirement is there's so much time to fill.
Honey, you do not need to get up at the crack of dawn every morning.
Peggy, I didn't retire to sleep my life away like some Nepo baby.
It's Bobby. Yellow, honey. So glad you called. Ooh. Are you eating something? Let me hang up and call back.
You know what? I'm wow.
Yeah, see.
Wow. Oh wow. I'm watching. I'm curious because we didn't really, I mean, I know the original voice actor for Dale, he did pass. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he's going to sound as Dale. But Bobby, why does Bobby look more like, am I the only one that, okay, I'm trying to be nice about this.
So what does he look like?
He looks more like old boy. He looks more like I'm trying not to say it. He looks more like him.
Damn.
I'm trying to be nice because I know looking at him in the face, I'm like, Peggy might have starting to get more of his features. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, they mentioned.
Am I wrong in that thinking, or is that just me?
No, I get it. I know that there's there's like a scrap series finale where apparently the entire show takes place over the course of 1 year. So, I mean, I think Bobby just grew into a taller version of himself. So, and then seeing how much Bill let himself go, I wouldn't be surprised if that's who got him into cooking. I'm very curious to see why he took up cooking in the same type of restaurant that killed his granddad. That should make for interesting dialogue. Trying to think. I'm trying to figure if Joseph knows who his real dad is now. And then, because we saw them riding horse. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Joseph just realized one day and now he's in on the lie too.
That would make sense. Because it's like just go with it because your dad will never accept it.
I'm curious how old. Yeah, I'm curious how old they're supposed to be now because they were like what their 40s in the last. Because it's only an 8-year jump. Yeah, so that's what's throwing me about all of them kind of being senior citizens now. Because I'm like, y'all are only at most got to be what mid-50s now, but even then. A lot of the older people in the show before spoke normal, so I feel like it's weird. It's weird they're giving Hank. I can't tell if it's just the way they're editing the trailer, but like Hank kind of has this weird slowed down voice now.
Well, I mean that would make sense because he's retired. He's not selling propane and propane accessories, so that would make sense. It's just the whole thing of him trying to fit into 2025, especially with the bathrooms. It's like, are we all gender now, Peggy? Are we?
Yeah, they did a good job of figuring that out because, like, rather than just bring the show back and just kind of figure that out, so apparently they go to like Saudi Arabia for 5 years to on some propane project, and then they come back and everything. I'm like, that's a good way to just throw them back into stuff, which works. It's just like, how old are y'all? They're like, because you were only like. What, in your 40s after being at Strickland for 20 years? So did you find the magical method to retire in your 50s?
Right.
Isn't retirement age like 65 now?
Oh, it's being pushed up, but it used to be 65. It's almost hitting 70 at this point, but no. But but like you said, I like the way that they actually are bringing Hank Hill and everybody else to the current age. So him on a Zoom call, I cannot wait for that episode just to see him be annoyed on a Zoom call and working from home, even though he's supposed to be retired. But again, we will find out about King of the Hill once a new season starts on Hulu.
Yeah, I'm curious how they handle the other characters. We lost so many because John Redcorn just passed.
Mm-hmm.
Dale, he got a few episodes in, so I'm curious if that's his new voice or the direction they went with.
Right.
Apparently Luann and Lucky are gone, which
I'm
kind of hoping they don't write them off because what I'm hoping, at least for like the youth aspect of this show, because in the opening we see that Hank's little brother actually like a little older, so I'm curious. I would like to see Hank's brother and Luann's daughter kind of just like being the young portion of the show. So at least Hank can maybe teach his brother all the things Bobby never took to, and Peggy gets a shot at like properly raising a child that isn't coming straight out of the trailer park.
He ought to be, shouldn't he be? Let's see. He was a baby.
They both would be about 8 years old if it's only an 8-year jump. So they would be the perfect age of also given Hank's stepmom. Dee Dee is definitely the type to be like, leaving your brother for you with the weekend because he wants to stay over here. Bye. Like
Hank Hill. I just not thought about that. Hank Hill meets Miss Rachel.
Oh my
that
God.
Would be funny.
That could be the dynamic because we don't have any kids in the show. That could be the dynamic. I don't know what the hell this. I don't know what this Bluey is, but it keeps my brother off my back.
Could you just imagine Hank Hill? I'm trying to understand what is Bluey and why are we worried about this dog? And just Boomhauer trying to explain. Boomhauer explaining Bluey to Hank Hill would have me crying. Just to see Boomhauer. Hey man, you don't talk about Bluey, man. Bluey is good, man. You should try, man. I could see him just, I could see him just literally defending Bluey to Hank Hill, and Hank is just like confused and befuddled how much Boomhauer knows.
That honestly could be it. Like getting them adjusted, just so we at least have some kind of young aspect of the show. If they still live across the street, you have Gracie who can go by the great Aunt Peggy, and she can hang out with her technically great uncle who is the same age as her. So the redneckedness is still there.
Yep, I'm my own grandpa. Literally,
because Hank would be what her Luann's daughter's great uncle, which then means brother who was her same age because dad was over here with Dee Dee making babies in his retirement age, which now that I rewatched it, honestly, I think they should have killed him off. Or at least they could have done it. They could have done it better.
Yeah.
It's like if they don't have a conversation about like, hey, you're literally working at the place that killed your grandpa, and then because we never really saw Bobby react to it. We just went like restaurant, deaths, no funeral, nothing. Mm-hmm. Also, bring back their Japanese siblings. We just never saw that man again. We never saw Junichiro or the day. Like if I found out that man has a happy family now because your dad making up with the emperor brought you great honor and a wife, like let me know that you're living, and then bring the Dansu girl back to find Bobby, and her and Connie can fight. And Khan can further be confused about why these Asian people in every continent are obsessed with these hillbilly boys.
Right. I completely forgot about that, but oh man, it's gonna be a fun time. Like I said,
I'm looking forward to that.
He's got a lot. He's got a lot of material he can work with, so that should be cool to watch. But how can I explain Nintendo? Because Nintendo, I don't get you, Nintendo, and I say this because you had a lot of things going for you. Obviously, the Switch 2 is still on shelves because, well, not everybody needs a Switch 2 right now, and the Switch 2 really doesn't have that many differences between the first one outside of some controller differences. But outside of that, you guys decided that y'all needed to ditch your gaming vouchers. Now, for anybody that's played Nintendo Switch Online, or buying it through their e-store, you can they actually had a voucher system, which was actually pretty good, to where you could buy Switch 1 games and some Switch 2 games discounted. Well, if you've been holding on to them, now would be a good time to go ahead and burn through them, as Nintendo said that they would be basically putting their game voucher system to rest as of next year. The end of January 30th next year. So, however, they didn't say exactly why, but I can only imagine because, as they say here in the IGN article, that it might have something related to the fact that Nintendo's price plan on games is starting to hit $80, especially with Mario Kart World being Nintendo's first ever $80 game. Now, again, if you're bought games, most games, even during the 90s, were $50 to $60, although some games were in the $30 to $40 range. So a game being $50 to $60 is not unheard of. $80, however, that's where we're kind of clutching our wallets and going, whoa, especially since these are not complete games. Now, the fact that they're getting rid of this game voucher system really doesn't make any sense outside of the fact that is Nintendo just saying that screw you guys on value, you're gonna pay what you owe, or you're gonna miss out on it. At least that's what I'm thinking of, because a lot of outside of Game Pass, which Xbox has sat there and said that they're not getting rid of Game Pass, and if you follow Husky Hokage, who's actually been on the show as a guest before, has reported as of today that Microsoft has reported profitable earnings from Game Pass. So it's not going away anytime soon. PlayStation Plus still around, although I can't imagine it really being profitable because they decided to do a 3-tier system. But Nintendo just really cutting the legs out from under its customers. At least I think so, because we want you to succeed, Nintendo. You are the third leg of this Hydra. Even though Microsoft is going more handheld games, PlayStation's trying its hardest to come out with other things, which we'll get into momentarily later on. But Nintendo being the third leg because the PC master race will always be there. But the thing I'm getting at here is Tafari is Nintendo finally doing what we expect greedy corporations to do with gamers? It's like you have no choice. It's either our way or the highway. Or is it just that nobody was using it, so it might as well be retired?
I don't know if people were not using it, but it's an option that I feel like it's weird that you are just cutting it. Honestly, this is the fastest I've seen them cut it. They at least let the DS. Well, I don't know if the DS. Yeah, the DS had a shop. They at least let the DS and the Wii and the 3DS and the Wii U shop ride for like a little bit. Or actually for a while before they killed it. This is this is an immediate nip in the bud to just kind of kill off the first Switch. And I'm just like, that's fine, but you literally have nothing out except for Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong on the way. But even then, it's not even here yet. Like, what? It's a little early to start trying to kill off the old catalog.
And you're banking a lot on Mario Kart World. That's the thing. That's another thing that was about to switch to I didn't get, because I thought if you're going to announce a brand new console, that at least you would announce 5 IPs to go with it. Because usually in the world of Nintendo, it always follows a Zelda game, a Mario game, Zelda, Mario, Smash, and then something out of Wii Sports. It's usually something of that nature. But the fact that we know there's another Zelda game coming. It's the fact that they're Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are still getting played. Calamity World
Warriors,
Calamity Warriors still getting Hyrule Warriors still getting played. So don't get me wrong, there's still some play value there, but the fact of the matter is that the economy is not being kind. It still isn't being kind to a lot of us. So we do have to be very careful about our purchases. But if there's something out there that actually helps gamers play more, you would think that Nintendo would actually push for it. In the same way where Sega said, hey, go ahead and do ROMs on our games. We're not going to come after you. Who do you think we are, Nintendo? Go ahead and create emulators. Have fun with it. But only Nintendo would be the only people out there sending cease and desist letters to emulators and those who create ROMs, because God forbid you can't figure out how to backwards compatible your games, that somebody with a PC is actually doing it for you. But instead of actually giving them a job, you give them a lawsuit. Make that make sense.
Even then, you have like some games in the subscription catalog. Like honestly, like the GameCube stuff should have been available on the Switch originally if you weren't ever going to port it. It's part of why I'm playing through Twilight Princess now, because the only way you can get it is either the Wii U edition or on if you have just the original Wii. But even then, a lot of that stuff isn't available.
Pretty much.
I don't even know if the GameCube store is fully launched yet. I know they had a lot of titles they announced that aren't even visibly there. But
on the virtual channel, they're still loading them.
No, I think Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness is supposed to be one of them. People say they couldn't find that.
Mm-hmm. And you would think, but again, it still amazes me that you would go after these guys and they could literally help you backwards compatibility your games, especially for people that if you want to play on PC, play on PC. I'm not knocking you because you want to play on PC. If that's all you have, go for it. But Nintendo just seems to be cutting out the legs from under its constituents, and it just doesn't make sense financially or business wise.
I can already guarantee we're not getting a new Smash. I don't know where people keep getting that idea. You are getting Smash Ultimate. I'm calling it now. You will get a Smash Ultimate Deluxe, and it'll be what is it? It's gonna be what Mario Kart 8 was on the Switch. You got Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U. You got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch. You will get Smash Ultimate or Ultimate Squared. It'll be Smash Ultimate with all the DLCs included, and that's it. Sakurai is not coming out of retirement again for y'all.
Yeah, I can't see it. It's the same way like I will never see the Metal Gear Solid. Like the Phantom Pain will be the last. To me would always be the last true Metal Gear Solid game, because Metal Gear Survive, no. And at the same time, you're not going to get Hideo Kojima to come back. Not after the way they split. He's happily making Death Stranding 2, and he will go from there. But I like it. But like you said, there's just certain games we just won't see anymore just because, mom and dad broke up. But what I also want to get... what are you going to say, Tamara?
Didn't we just get, Switch 2 editions of like both the Zelda games too? So
yep.
So here's your graphically upgraded games we've already ported from the Wii. One of them was a Wii U title, technically.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part. But leave it to Nintendo. But I will say this: I never thought I would be supporting Capcom in anything, especially after the last way it's handled things. But this also goes in line with Snyder fanboys, and what I mean by that, guys, is that Monster Hunter Wilds, right? Very popular game. Showa Guy Joe has played it, and you can actually go to his YouTube channels, and Total Justice Gaming and Joe Italian last name on Twitch. to see those. But the reason why I bring this up is the title is exactly what you think it is. There are people that are, and I use the term Snyder fanboys because Snyder fanboys are relentless, delusional, and they really believe that they have a cause. So much so that, they like to go after everything that everybody else likes in order to make them as miserable as everybody else. That being said, there are folks out there, and I get it. There are folks out there that are passionate about games. Me, Tafari, and a lot of our friends are. However, we are not so passionate to the point to where we are basically going after the developers and employees of a said video game company. That's exactly what's happening here. That folks are literally tracking down, harassing, and stalking Capcom developers and employees almost to the point to where home addresses, full names, even family members are being posted online. And let's just say this from the Get Bit podcast, that is never okay. There's certain lines you just simply do not cross, and that's crossing it. So Capcom has decided to protect its employees by threatening legal action that, if you are harassing our employees, we will pursue you to the extent of the law, and rightly so. Because whether a game is extremely good or whether a game is extremely bad, there is no need for anybody to basically be harassed. This is the same toxic environment that was around Star Wars, because y'all, which you Star Wars fans, y'all know which ones y'all are, that y'all turned around and you literally bullied a actress off social media. You bullied an actor off social media. You bullied an actor to turn his social media off because you didn't like the way a certain story had came out, a certain movie had came out. And imagine if Disney turned around and did the same thing to you users that Capcom is doing. I personally think that would actually stop a lot of y'all if y'all got hit with legal action, because nobody wants to go to court and nobody wants to pay fines. And if you ever been to court, court is not fun, especially you got to pay for parking because there's never parking spaces around the courthouse. You got to be there on time. And if you've ever been in front of a judge is the most unhappiest person at their job all the freaking time. And at the same time, Yotei is in there with the book thrown against you. That being said, folks, be nice, be kind. If you like a game, say you like a game. If the devs open up an open forum to where you can discuss it with them and, let them know what you like, what you didn't like, what can be improved upon, go ahead and do it. That's what they're wanting to do. But don't cross the line. Don't harass people. Don't sit there and call them out their names. Don't sit there and say you guys created a horrible game. Don't sit there and say anything negative, because really and truly, that's the dark side of what's formerly known as Twitter, what Twitter is for. I can't call it X. It's just the dark side of it. It's just the dark side of Twitter that came back. But again, guys, it's just this whole thing of there is no need to really go so far as to harass video game developers, because guess what? What if they just decide they don't want to make video games no more, and then you're screwed? Because then who's going to make the video? Then who's going to go out there and actually develop, program, code, and direct these video games? I don't see a lot of y'all showing up, but y'all are quick to put things down. I'm just saying. And that's why I compare y'all to Snyder fanboys.
But I mean, did y'all not learn from y'all? The reason we're not getting a Spider-Man DLC, we are straight up waiting until the third game. Y'all kind of killed everything.
I mean, that's the thing about it. It's the whole idea of just how you react to something is where the companies go, oh, they don't want this, and they move on. That's how y'all wind up with more Fortnite. And I'm not knocking Fortnite. Fortnite is actually fun. I will say that. Ever since Zero Build, they put Zero Build in for guys like me. I'm a shooter. I'm not a builder. So when me and my son play Fortnite and we go into Zero Build, I say, son, let me show you how we used to play the games. He's like, I can't build anything. I said, I know. And now we're on equal footing. but no, not knocking Fortnite because, again, it's great. Not knocking Roblox because it has actually introduced coding, developing, and programming to really a younger generation, and especially modding. I'm not knocking any of that because it opens so many doors. And, Minecraft walks so Roblox can run. At least that's in my opinion. But yeah, when it just comes to just harassing people, just don't. That's just a dick move. But as Tafara said, the reason why for that dick move we're not getting a Spider-Man DLC, but Marvel may actually give us a Venom game. Again, let's stress this very heavily. As long as y'all don't mess it up and bully them. If you do not bully them, the report that we got says that we possibly may get to see Marvel's Venom at the Video Game Awards in December. Keep in mind, this is not confirmed. This is all here. This is really, it's not really hearsay because, this comes from a lot of quote unquote insiders. But the Video Game Awards, as we have said many times on this podcast, is where a lot of video games get to shine. A lot of video games are either showing their release or we get a surprise or GTA just pops up, which, by the way, we probably will see well, let me take that back. We got a full length feature film for GTA 6, but we never got gameplay. So we're hoping come December in 2025, we actually get gameplay. Crossing our fingers. We hope.
I'm curious if this is where all the lost Tony Todd lines went, or somebody is filling in for this.
Right. So we hope. So yeah, we hope to see this because again, Insomniac was behind the Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2, which were all great hits. So they're going to be behind Venom. Again, as long as nobody bullies them and allows them to do what they've been doing for the past three games, I think it'll be a hit. And we actually might see it at the Video Game Awards. But it just depends on folks not being dicks. At least we hope. But speaking of Marvel, though, Marvel did have a new season, and with this new season, it did happen. Which I'm mad that number one, the voice acting, which again was a surprise, and number two, we actually got to see a new character in the new season of Marvel Rivals. Before I play this, Tafari, have you played Marvel Rivals?
I play a few casual matches every now and then, but I am not like die hard on rank like these people that are losing hair over it.
Oh yeah, and now my son Chad loves it. I see him playing from time to time. I try to play with him, but man, I realize it's like Overwatch, and unless you play Overwatch consistently, you are basically just going to watch your character just get mollywopped from one side of the platform to the other. But with that being said, guys. Yes, you heard your name as we're live. So. But here's actually the Marvel's new event for the Abyss Awakens for the season 3 trailer of Marvel Rivals.
After he yawns, another comes to my Kalentar. To me, my queen in black.
Is coming, and time will spiral into darkness.
All right, so that was the trailer for The Abyss Awakens. As we see, Null, the King in Black, along with Phoenix, Jean Grey, and Blade, which I am surprised they got away with that Euro dance beat. It was
they straight up the entire like homage to the techno scene in Blade.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, that's cool. I can go with that. It looks fun.
And then we have Null doing more here than he did in all of Venom 3. So we're off to a good start.
Damn, you ain't wrong though. But yeah, it just looks like it's going to be good. Now, of course, that new season actually begins today. So you actually get to play as Blade. You get to play as Phoenix. Shout out to Triton. I don't remember the guy's name. Triton the Titan, who dressed up as Cyclops. He said, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, but Cyclops, you're still not in the game." Just dang. Which I had to give him that because he did have a video, but you have to go to his social because I can't say what he said in the video here. Just a little bit too much for the show. But you can check it out. You can go to his page. You can see what I'm talking about. But it looks like it's going to be fun though. But the end of
who is the girl? The herald of who is the chick?
I was about to say that was I'm trying to remember her name to save my life right now because I thought it was Hela. It looked.
That's
like
what
Hela.
I thought it was coming up. Because she arrived in all green, but
yeah, I mean she has all green, but I think that was Hela. I honestly do think that was Hela. But in the comments, if we're right, let us know. If not, we'll correct ourselves later. But I think that was Hela. But still, to see the king
is Blade, Jean Grey, but they are not telling me who this other chick is.
Yeah,
I
think that was
the White Queen.
I think that's Hela. I really do think that's her. Because I cannot place anything else. That just might be her. That just might be her next skin, which again, now to wait on the bus. All right, Joe. But no, I think that is Hela. But either way, I guess you can find out today since it's actually released. So we will definitely go from there. Gender bent null. Oh, Joe says it's a gender bent null.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I can go with that. He says it's a gender bent null. So that's fair. But yeah, that looks like that's going to be interesting as well. Speaking of interesting, solo leveling. I gotta ask because does everything animated have to go to live action?
No, especially because this is coming off a webtoon. We just got the show. We don't need Can y'all go make a second season of Yu Yu Hakusho? Y'all made that like it got people found it on accident and then you just never came back for it.
Well, the reason why I point that out is because Netflix has announced a live action series for Solo Leveling. And even to the point to where they already have casting. This gentleman here who will be playing Sung Jin Woo, I am not going to destroy that man's name, but he has been casted as the main character in Solo Leveling. And do not get me wrong, Solo Leveling, I love the anime. I love the story on it so far. The next season is going to be nuts. I'm trying not to knock live action. And Netflix, do not get me wrong. You guys have done great. No matter what nobody says, I think you did great with Cowboy Bebop. I think you've done great with One Piece. I even think that, for all intents and purposes, the fact that you've done some adaptations of zombie storytelling, I forgot when We Are All Dead, which is another one, or there was another one I can't think of that they did. Netflix did an adaptation on, but don't get me wrong, you've had a solid record of adaptations. I don't see a lot with Soul Leveling as a live action because Soul Leveling is a lot of action. In the animation, and don't get me wrong, in animation you can do a lot. Animation, you're not held to a certain standard in animation. The thing is, when you try to produce it in live action, I think there's going to be a little bit of a problem. I think you can't CGI your way out of this one. I think, but am I wrong in that way of thinking, or is it just that maybe they'll find a different way to do it, or should we be concerned?
I mean, they might be able to find it, but it's like we're still like writing the original source material. It feels too soon.
Right.
Like, I get that it is popular, but like if you were to start Demon Slayer now that Infinity Castle has started and the show is technically I would understand. And even then, don't announce it now. Don't bring it up again for like another 2 years. But this we just got through the second season.
See, that's why that's my thing. It's just like I think it just might be a little much for right now. But like you said, Demon Slayer, I mean, Infinity Castle is split into it's split into 2 parts. Infinity Castle is split into 2 parts. So like you said, you could do a live action and go with it because stories already been told. Soul Leveling is still early. So that's the thing I'm worried about. But again, it could just be us. Maybe Netflix got it figured out. Maybe they're really banking on their track record because, again, so far they've had a good record on adaptations of anime and video games. But we'll see. Going back to trailers for a couple more before we get to Ghost of Yotei. I did not see this one coming. About Michael J. White and Method Man, basically having a movie called Trouble Man. Tavares, you haven't seen this trailer yet, right?
I have not heard of this. This is something new with Wu-Tang?
Not with Wu-Tang, surprisingly. This is a Michael J. White movie to where he basically it's like, how can I put this? It's not Shaft, but it has Shaft vibes.
Okay.
Except Shaft has hands and feet. But I will play the trailer so that way it gives you a better idea of it. It's called Trouble Man.
What are you, a cop? Private detective?
Please, just call me Jax. Yeah, I heard about you.
And what kind of odd jobs do you do?
Not like I'm a hitman or anything. Just help people out of tight situations. I need you to find Jahari. She has a new album ready to drop in. She just disappeared. But I need her back here. She said she knew you were trouble. Challenge accepted.
She was hanging with some cat named Money. He's supposed to be some big baller or whatever.
When's the last time you seen her?
A couple of days ago.
Went to her apartment and it was trashed.
I'm supposed to just sit here waiting for her to show up?
We have to have a plan.
All right, Black Belt Jones, what's the plan?
She has no idea what she's getting herself into. How many extra clips you got?
Thought you didn't like guns.
I don't like condoms either, but I ain't stupid. I ain't got no time for this shit.
Hey, man, why you keep trying to be this girl's savior?
This ain't business. This is very personal.
All I know is if you don't get that gun out of my face. Now, that was fast. That was nice.
Trust me, it's what I do. What are you supposed to say?
I'm sorry. I'll never do it again.
My man.
So I gotta ask Tafari, what do you think?
I'll watch it. That looks hilarious. I don't know if it's gonna how big the theater run's gonna be. I hope they are also getting streaming dollars off of that. But man, I like Method Man in his acting bag. Michael J. White is actually hilarious at all times, so I'm good for it.
Oh yeah, it actually does come out in theaters August 1st, so we're not too far off from that. But yeah, I thought that was cool that to see Michael J. White, to see Method Man, really getting his acting bag because that man started being in more and more movies now. But the great Orlando Jones, or as I like to call him, Mr. Anansi, that should have been on American Gods a little bit longer, but
yeah.
But that's another story. But no, it just looks fun. Yeah, I just happen to see it. I'm like, oh, that looks really good, and I think that's gonna wind up being a good movie. But let us know in the comments what you guys think, because Michael J. White is literally an underrated actor, very underrated, because that man has been in a lot of movies, and them hands and feet is real, because he's the only dude I know outside of Jean-Claude Van Damme that will look that you hear the name Steven Seagal and they both laugh. When you hear two martial artists laugh about a guy who literally looks like he can't do Aikido, that says a lot.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. But a couple more trailers we got, guys, for especially this one, Twisted Metal Season 2. Now, I'm going to be honest about Twisted. I'm going to be, huh?
I didn't know that. I didn't know this was still coming.
Oh yeah, that I didn't think it was, because I watched the first season. I'm like, okay, y'all, you did a nice little story about John Doe. You did kind of cover some of the aspects of the actual video game, but now season 2 actually goes into the tournament. So we'll get introduced to Calypso, Dollface, a bevy of other characters I can't think of the names of right now. But yeah, the fact that Samoa Joe's still going to be back with us, Mr. Captain America himself is still leading title. But again, I think it's going to be great. Also, guys, this is Twisted Metal, so viewer discretion is advised. I just want to throw that out there because if you see a guy with his head on fire, that's pretty much Sweet Tooth.
Okay, so they did get like super graphic with this because I didn't see the first season.
Yeah, they did. They went as far as Peacock would let them.
I am Calypso, and I'm hosting a tournament. If you win, I will grant you a single wish.
Cowabunga, motherfucker. Get out the way. It's time for the outsiders to get their fair share.
If we win, we can wish to bring down all the walls.
We're taking them all down. The system, the walls, all of it.
All girls.
Here I come. Here I go.
Prepare for battle in 10, 9.
You make a run at me, I will end you. Feel me? We knew Calypso wasn't going to make it easy on us. That's what makes your wish worth it. Get out of the way. It's all happening. It's all happening. Get out of the way. Out of my way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out. Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way.
Welcome to Twisted Metal.
Your ball looks really good when you're shooting.
So that was the trailer for season 2 of Twisted Metal. As you can see, guys, we'll start July 31st. I'm sorry. But yeah, this is where where the tournament actually starts. We got to see Calypso, who's also the same person that's playing Metallo in Superman. I can't remember his name to save my life right now, but I think it looks great. I was a fan of the first season. If you have not seen Twisted Metal, the first season is available on Peacock right now. It is 10 episodes. So
is the first season just a lot of setup? Like they're not even in the tournament yet?
Pretty much. It's the first season is pretty much surrounding John Doe's character and the fact of him traveling, how he runs into Sweet Tooth, how you find out about the cities, you find about the law, the Twisted Officer and Twisted Metal. So yeah, it's a lot of setup because they don't even mention the tournament. Spoiler alert: they don't mention the tournament until the end of season 1. So yeah, so that's where season 2 comes into where the tournament actually comes into place. But again, for season 1's out there for you guys to watch if you do want to catch up on it. But yep, the new season does start January. I keep on wanting to say July. I keep on wanting to say January and July. I apologize. July 31st is when it comes out. So the other thing that I have that's to announce before we get to Ghost of Yotei, Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Tafari, have you ever seen the first run of that? of that animated series on Netflix?
I saw like all these sad reactions to how it ended, and I never checked it out. But from what I've heard, how are we even doing a season 2? Especially when you introduce the trailer with, "Hey, everybody you like is gone."
That's the crazy part, because now what's going on with this is that it's going to be a new cast, it's going to be a new character, still in Night City, but it's still going to be it's still basically going to be another group. Which again, spoiler alert, if you did not watch first Edge Runners, there's only one person that survives out of the entire group in their fight with Adam Smasher. But now, as the story begins, it's basically going to be, as you see, David's dead, Night City lives on. So there is going to be a new crew, there is going to be a new character, and a new story. And I will say this, Night City is one of those games, I'm sorry, not Night City, Cyberpunk 2077 is one of those games that honestly you can go back and play again, even with their DLC Phantom Liberty. There's so many stories you can tell in Cyberpunk, and just Night City being the cover just makes sense. But yep, we are going to be getting a new season. As you can see, we'll be on Netflix very soon, which is currently in production. Hey, Lainey. So I would say this, after seeing the first Edge Runners, I'm not against it. I think that it'll be great. But yeah, it's Night City. It's gonna be off the walls. It's gonna be nuts. It's going to be all these things. And I'm not saying the same thing will happen before, like it happened first in Edge Runners, but it'll make you want to watch it. But Tafari, what about you?
I think I'll maybe go back and binge the first season, because I thought this was literally just, hey, Cyberpunk game is out. We made a TV show based on it. I didn't think they would stretch this into. I didn't think they could stretch it into a second season. So I'm not going ahead and give it. I need to watch that and Blood of Zeus. I know those are two shows I keep saying I'm going to watch, and I keep forgetting to.
Oh, you should definitely watch Blood of Zeus. I will say watching Blood of Zeus is really a good one, just because it's the one thing Zack Snyder couldn't screw up. He was
involved in that too?
Yeah, but he didn't screw it up, surprisingly. It actually is in his wheelhouse. So that's why I'm saying Blood of Zeus is definitely worth watching on Netflix as well. But again, just saying. But the last thing we got, guys, Ghost of Yotei, they did have a deep dive state of play that just happened a couple of days. That just happened just yesterday or the day before. Yeah, you should definitely watch Blood of Zeus and Edge Runners, Laney. You would definitely like it. But for Ghost of Yotei, they did do a deep dive on it. To be honest, it is 19 minutes, so I am going to try to basically put this somewhat in the middle, only because if you were on the fence about Ghost of Yotei, like I was, watching this as they explain what the character can do sold it for me. So if you haven't seen it, we're actually going to be dropping you kind of a little bit further into the deep dive. But this is what we can expect from Ghost of Yotei.
That ambush you and new ninja-like tactics to study. Atsu draws cards for each clue to keep track of all available adventures. The more you play, the more the game unfolds for you. As she makes progress against the Yotei 6, her legend as the on-rail grows. It's her. Bounty will go up, drawing the attention of deadlier foes.
Are you lost?
I'm looking for some old friends. The Yotei 6.
Show her the door.
There is a hefty price on Atsu's head. Now, Atsu can also hunt down her own bounties that bring her all around the land. This is a lucrative way to make some money to fuel her vengeance quest.
You're not our plan, Eguchi. You're here for my bounty.
Hidden in the world are altars of reflection. Finding one inspires Atsu and unlocks a new ability to help her on the journey ahead. They are fun to find on their own, but for a quicker route, you can always buy a traveler's map from the cartographer. Ghost of Yotei isn't going to rush you through anything. You can choose what motivates you most. But we think the best way to play is to simply pull out your spyglass, find something interesting on the horizon, and enjoy the ride.
That's right.
The lands around Yotei are fast. It's not about checking it all off, it's about engaging in the content that gets you excited. Embrace that curiosity and let the wind guide you on your hunt.
Ezo is a dangerous place. Atsu always wields a weapon. As for which, that's up to you. Will you choose a katana, spear, a surigama, odachi, or dual swords? Each is uniquely effective against a particular enemy and has their own set of upgrades to discover and master.
Old Saito banners.
Let's see how she uses these weapons in the field. Searching for leads on Lord Saito.
This is our food, from our soil. The soldiers needed more to free you.
Free us? Inokichi steals our crops while our families starve.
Atsu's no samurai or ninja. No, she's a lone wolf mercenary who'll use every advantage, every dirty trick to win a fight. Combat has the feel of a classic samurai movie. Every motion counts. It's about lethal precision. If an enemy swings hard, Atsu can lose her weapon. But if she's quick, she can disarm them.
Nothing there? You're dead.
Choose the right weapon for the job. To fight a massive enemy, her huge odachi blade is best.
He looks like the one in charge.
Tonight, we feast.
Blades are great, but ranged weapons work too. And Atsu's got an arsenal.
American breathing.
A ghost.
Thrown weapons like kunai, bombs, or even blinding powder can give Atsu an edge. When enemies switch weapons, you'll have to adapt. Dual swords are best against spears.
no more.
Tell me what you know about Saito.
Atsu doesn't
Only
always.
owes me $5.
She'll meet several allies on her hunt, including a mysterious wolf.
Okay, so I was going to stop right there because, like I said, it kind of goes with a lot more as Joe is joining us on location.
I'm walking home. I took the bus.
Oh.
Okay.
By the way, we do need to skip to the sound part of this.
I was gonna say, I saw Samurai Champloo trending. Is that what
Yeah,
this was
like
about?
I said, skip to the sound part.
All right, hang on. Got it.
Because you know about Kurosawa mode. There's 2 other directors that they got to hold up for this game.
All right, hang on.
Give me disco.
I think the volume's down.
Sound, and then after sound is modes. There we go.
So he drops it in the contract?
There's no sound.
There it is. Okay.
狼の姫。一人残らず息の根止めたと思った。また会えたな。
Amino Hime, Wolf Princess.
中地の娘。
覚えておけ。Atsu.
To take the feeling of stepping into a classic samurai cinema experience one step further, we are honored to once again partner with acclaimed director Akira Kurosawa's estate for Kurosawa Mode, which emulates his classic black and white films.
I like that they actually say increased wind during this mode. Playing this mode, you got to turn on the fans. Hey!
For Ghosts of Yotei, we wanted to celebrate 2 other influential directors who have had an impact on the genre as a whole. First, we've partnered with Takeshi Miike, director of 13 Assassins, for a mode that puts the camera closer during
And
combat.
Ichi the Killer.
Raw experience along with increased mud and blood splatter. And lastly, we've partnered with the director of Samurai Champloo, Shinichiro Watanabe. Turn this mode on to listen to some original lo-fi tracks directed by Watanabe himself.
Yeah, the only problem is they don't have new jobs to help out with these things.
There's so many ways to make your Ghost of Yotei playthrough your own. But no matter how you play, here's one way.
Okay, that's just telling us about the
sure to be special.
console. Nearly died. I'm okay.
Are you walking into the shadow realm now, Joe? Or are you okay?
Well, the bad thing is I don't have my Red Eyes deck on me, so I'm screwed.
I'm sorry, Joe. I was like, I just now noticed that Joe. Yeah, you just went straight dark. I'm sorry. Just noticed that. Oh, but yeah.
Yeah, none of the street lights are working on this side of the street.
Oh, as long as you're safe, as long as you're safe, you're all right.
I'm right by my work, so I'm good.
Okay, good. But that
In
was
the eventuality I get stabbed, I can cross the street and go into work.
that is not the mindset to have, Joe. Not the mindset to have.
Look,
sir.
I made a horribly dark joke already with nurses this week, so.
Now look, if it ends up happening, just tell them to punch you in while you're getting carried. Might as well get money to be there.
I mean, at that point, yeah. But that was Ghost of Yotei for the State of Play. It is coming out October 2nd. I have already sat there and told everybody in this group in our chat, I am definitely sold on this. So, fellas, what about, I know Joe's sold on this. Tafari, what about you?
I need to go ahead and start Ghost of Tsushima. I'm getting through I'm on the last of the Nathan Drake collection. I think then I'm gonna try Horizon because that's the only one from my PlayStation bundle I haven't touched. Then I think I'll move on to Ghost. I'm trying to get back into the PlayStation classics.
So technically you're not, because the end of the Nathan Drake stuff in 4 is where The Last of Us starts.
Hey, look, I played those games once. I'm not buying 15 different re-releases. Like, how many times? Like, what is it? What is the new update? Not cinematic.
Chronological.
Dude, that could have been an update on the original game. That could have been a separate update on both games. You want me to pay $99 for a re-release of both just so I can play? Like,
no, that's not true. You're paying $99 to be sad again.
That too. But yeah. But with that being said, I guess the last two things that we do have, because like I said, we didn't have
we talked about Superman.
We are avoiding it for right now, Joe. We won't. Bring
I will just say, second best Superman movie I've ever seen. Best first live action Superman I've ever seen.
Okay.
Mr. Terrific got his dues. Man, that man had so many flowers given to him, it would have been a bouquet.
Good to know. But yeah, we will go into more depth about that because it's opening weekend. So, Joe, I know you saw it yesterday, right?
Yeah, I went to go see it opening night yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday. So, yeah, we'll definitely cover that. If not next week or the week after that. But anime reviews, fellas. Anything to report? Because I watched that new one, I can never pronounce it. Gaijikita or something like that. That's on
Denka, is it the one that's part of the Rebirth universe?
No. It is a new one, and I just happened just to be on Crunchyroll and saw it, but it's like I have got to be able to pronounce things.
Describe it.
Basically, it's a world that looks at filth as just it looks at filth the same way it looks at sin. Like if it's filthy, it gets cast to a pit, but apparently the pit is actually full of demons. And this kid,
I have no idea.
Yeah, this kid basically gets accused of murder that he didn't commit, and he gets tossed into this pit, but he vows revenge on the upper surface world. It's different, but I'm not gonna lie, it gets me. It's like going back and watching Dan to Dan. It's like the first time I watched it, I didn't get it. I go back, a little go back after a month or so. Okay, I get it. But I have got to learn how to pronounce this. It starts with a G, and I should definitely learn how to pronounce this. But yeah, outside of that, Vigilantes, it had a nice. I I think it wrapped up. Tafari, am I wrong that Vigilantes kind of wrapped up their current season? Is it?
Yeah, Vigilante and Fire Force are both. Fire Force is technically on break. Vigilante is done until season 2. Kind of got the reveal with the whole family connection, and I think there's more to this beadwork thing.
Yeah.
We at least got the host body back. I'm not sure how this is gonna. That was such a crazy place for them to pause it too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's done. Fire Force is tagged out. Dr. Stone is tagged back in.
Yeah.
The Americans are doing the most American thing ever, which you're basically seeing two sides of the same coin. The Americans who have guns are like, hey, we have these, so do what we say. The American without a gun is like, hey, we could have been this cooperative from the beginning, but we decided to shoot first. Ask questions if you survive.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, Gachi Akuda. That's what it is.
Oh, that thing. Yeah, I need to watch that.
I had to look at the pronunciation. I got tired of disrespecting it. So Gachi Akuda is what it's called. As it says, it translates to real trash. So that's interesting. But no, definitely would recommend it on Crunchyroll if you haven't seen it. Rise of the Shield Hero season 4 did restart. Started episode 1. So again, love that series, but hopefully this is probably gonna be the last one for this one. Black Clover, we have found out that it's back in production for its next season because I still want that fight. So we probably will get that. Let's see if they started production now. Maybe in the winter months we might get it. I'm not 100% sure about that. But outside of that, I still got to watch K-pop Demon Hunters because Chad watched it, he loved it, and I was working as he was watching it right beside me, so I didn't really give it my full attention. But I have to go back and go watch that. But Joe, any anime updates you want to give on your end?
Oh yeah, totally. We're exposing me for my horrible secret that I love slice of life anime. Because I'm completely and utterly bored by all power fantasy anime right now. So solo leveling and all this new stuff where you're the absolute Beth and nothing can touch you and go suck an egg.
Yep. Hey, Kira.
So My Dress Up Darling season 2 started. God, I already love it. It's hilarious right off the bat.
Okay.
God, I love Gojo Kun and Marin. They are like the best couple of anime. I'm also watching In the Rain with You, where a single Japanese woman happens to find a very strange looking dog, which is in fact maybe a mythical tanuki.
Mm-hmm.
She takes her home and raises it, and that's pretty much the anime right now.
Okay.
Well.
Uh-oh. He will give him a second. He might have frozen up.
He's back.
Oh, he's back. Say it again, Joe.
It's called In the Rain with You, where it's just a single Japanese woman finds a stray dog who turns out to be maybe a magical tanuki and just raises it as a pet, and it's just a normal slice of life.
Okay.
The other thing I'm watching is Ruri Rocks, where it's about a middle schooler, possibly high schooler, who really wants to buy jewelry but can't afford it, so she goes into the mountains and meets a college student, and you learn about geology.
Okay. I have to keep that one in mind too.
Yeah, it's actually very informative for geological stuff, so very impressed by that. And then the one, gotta have transformations and whatnot, is this spin-off series from the Rebirth universe called, let me look. Onmyo Kaiten, where dude gets isekai'd into a pseudo fusion between feudal and cyberpunk Japan.
Nice.
But every time he dies, he gets resurrected in 6 months in the past every time he dies in that universe.
Oh, so he gets a rewrite, but it's every 6 months.
So it's part of the Rebirth mainline anime Rebirth. It's just in the same universe.
Okay. That makes sense. I have to keep in mind about that. Keep in mind about that one too. Tafari, did you have any other updates outside the ones you're already watching?
Dr. Stone is going to be on its final batch of episodes. For everybody who wants their final bit of violence, you'll be getting that very soon because it's not a lot of story left, but I'm curious on how we pace this for this last bit that we're going to be doing. Recently got into Apothecary Diaries, which is a good watch. It's a nice little
That is a good watch.
Yeah, Kira and my sister finally convinced me to watch it. I wasn't held at gunpoint at all. There was
It's Kira. You won't be held at gunpoint. You'll be held at saber point.
Both. There you go. So we had that. It's a nice non-battle series. It's a nice switch up to what's normally out. I'm trying to think what other shows I've been trying to get through. Yeah, I heard
there is a lot of slice of life stuff this season.
Yeah,
I've been seeing that, so I'm trying to give more stuff a shot, mainly because everyone is.
I'm sorry, Kira said you're correct, Joe. You're correct.
I know my girl.
Because my cousins, my sister and her 2 girl cousins her age are all on my Crunchyroll, so it's just a bunch of isekai and slice of life stuff that like I've never heard of, and I got reincarnated as this. I got isekai into that. So every now and then I'll check out an episode or two, but I'm like, nothing mainstream is being added on here except for by me. So that's about it. Fire Force is cool. They very much.
I can tell you avoid the bowling one.
Okay. I like bowling. What happened?
There might be something else there. Knowing Joe, if he says to avoid it, that's like there must be a word of caution.
It's just a slice of life high school team of bowling, and it's not great.
Okay. Well.
There's these days. It's about a over past his prime detective who was a high school genius detective in the 80s, and now it's 2025, and he can't even work a cell phone. So, random ass girl who more than likely is going to be revealed to be his kid that he doesn't know about, but just like random high school girl just comes in and starts helping me. It's a comedy anime, so like. It is really good and hilarious. Like they take on an odd job where they're supposed to go to like a woman's house and take down a hornet nest. The girl gets the wrong address and takes down an entire Yakuza family.
Jesus. Nice. Lord Almighty.
Yeah, there's some good ones out. I'm finishing up because there's. Apothecary Diaries is one of those ones. There's so many names, and even in the dub, there's so many names and houses. I gotta like rewatch and pay attention just so I don't get lost.
Yeah,
I should have never looked up what a eunuch was. My God, Jesus.
We all found out. We all found out the hard way.
I'll go work in the fields or like catch mice. I don't need that at all. Like. But yeah, there's that. I get Fire Force did a good job going on break. I very much like the relationship that they've unofficially had because I think both of those mangas started and stopped at the same time. So, and they both started the animes at the same time. So Fire Force and Dr. Stone doing this tag team match when they each go on break is cool. I have no idea what the hell that ending was, and they did a good job of making sure you'll be back because you need answers. Especially because I think technically the world before the Fire Force world is technically ours.
Yeah.
So that very acid trip scene they ended on, cutting to what I think 3 to 5 months later. And then I heard Lazarus was like okay. I know I think it's rap, but I heard people were saying like it is not one of his greatest works.
Fair enough. Well, the last thing I have. Oh, hey, Bama, what's going on? Boobies, I'm here.
What's up, Bama?
Never change, Bama. Never change. So the last thing I got, guys, because we didn't have a comic pool this week, but I did want to talk really quickly about Ironheart. Look, at this point, it's 6 episodes. Everybody's seen it. So I'm just throwing this around the room. Joe, I'll start with you. Your thoughts and opinions on Ironheart, sir.
Pull the cord. We finally have Mephisto. Congratulations. I give all the Wanda conspirators small golf claps. Hooray. It took, how many, like 6 years for you to get what you want? And then it's just a man sitting there eating some pizza and eating some pasta.
Yeah.
Hooray. Yeah, Karma has that girl under a microscope, and she cannot make a good decision to save her life. Series is fantastic. Are her suits just crash test dummies that she wears? Because those things like fly off of her like it's an old crash test dummy commercial.
That's my whole thing. I was like, okay, she's got like a nice little suit here, and then it's like, damn, the suit could. First off, you should have swapped out the suit's AI like immediately. You knew you were expelled, and how fast it was going to have. Like the say's like, student no longer works. I'm like, you should have traded that dude for the Microsoft help clip at some point, because
not clip. Oh, not clip.
I said the only thing that got on my nerves was the AI, because it's like, hey, like, yeah, Clippy. I'm like, the only thing that got on my nerves was kind of the AI. I love her in This Is Us. She was a great she's a great actor. But like, why has nobody physically said out loud, hey, the last time everyone saw this person, they had bullet holes in them and then they were in the ground. Like, you're also an AI. You should know this before you just pop out on people. Like, it's not that hard to figure out. And then you want to get upset and go pout. And then the whole failed attack. And it's like, hey, well, y'all, first off, y'all thought Rampage just like went home and never came back? How did nobody, when you know none of your coworkers like you, like no one even called to check, but the new girl called and found out.
That's kind of saying a lot. It's like everybody looked at Eric Andre's character was like, oh, well, he just got let go. So nobody decided to call. I mean, Slade, I'm like, Slade of all people, you could have done one little quick Google search would have let you know the guy's not around. But you know, I get that part.
Honestly, I thought the crew would have joined up with her during the build montage.
Yeah.
Because they got booted.
Oh. Hang on, Joe. Say it one more time.
I said I'm really surprised that the crew that Hood had didn't hook up with Riri during the build montage.
Yeah.
Because of them getting just like tossed to the side.
And it is a fair point. Although I will say this, because for Riri's build, it was I like to say it was like year one. Like the suit wasn't as polished or wasn't as durable. But you got to admit, the fact that she was bold enough to take a suit out of MIT and, like Tafara said, should have taken care of the programming before you took off flighting. But no, it's still her story. I still love how they did it. I love how they addressed the PTSD. I love how they addressed the fact that she was still dealing with trauma that she refuses to face, and the fact of even her AI, as Natalie was trying to get her to face it, was still great. The introduction of Zelma, which again goes into Strange Academy, which I hope it goes.
That was on point.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Cree Summers, ma'am, we love to see you in everything. Never change, Lord, never change. Because I love the fact that she had that one real moment of she scanned a little bit of that hood material, and the first thing she said was, Get this out of my shop.
Right. It's like, you should come over and get into some trouble. And then she brings trouble. It's like, yeah, out.
So I did like that fact. And again, the whole thing, and I love the fact, I will say this about Ironheart, it did not have to have an ending. You left it exactly as it should. It did not need an ending. And that was the one thing I was concerned about, that they took very good care of. And Sacha Baron Cohen as Mephisto, great casting. If there was anybody else going to play him, I know me, Joe, and Tafari have said many times, if Mephisto ever shows up, number one, you probably won't see it coming, and number two, whoever they get casted for him, he's got to be a different cat. Sacha Baron Cohen is a different cat. And I love the fact of how he took Mephisto and he's like, oh, I go by so many names. Got insulted when Riri called him Dormammu. It's like, you really think I'm that guy? He can't do what I do. And I love the fact that we do have, and I'm gonna say this, I love the fact that the character is flawed. Like she did want Natalie back. And at the same time, Mephisto was like, I will give you the one thing that you want, but yeah, I just want a little bit of something you're not gonna miss. And I like that, fact that, that Riri is flawed. But keep in mind, Riri's still very young. Shout out to gang friend Manny Montana. But what do you say, Lanny? The ending definitely swerved expectations. I did not think she was going to take the wish. I didn't think so either. But I still love the fact that she did.
I knew she would because she just doesn't make good decisions all the way through.
But again, you can understand why. I can understand why, because she just now got around.
And no.
She just now got around.
Because this wish is going to drive her and her mom apart.
Well, true. But for the story itself they're going with, she went from not accepting Natalie to accepting Natalie as an AI. And now the AI is disappearing because apparently magic and AI cannot exist in the same suit. So I can see where she had to hold on to something. She's so used to loss. She was so used to loss that, that was his way in. His way in with her was, and the thing about it was, she still had the hood on the suit. So even at the end, you see the hood on the suit. So I love the fact that it's flawed. And yeah, that's gonna have some ramifications. That's gonna have some ramifications going forward. But I still say, we're gonna probably. I would like to see. Let me say it this way. I would like to see if we do see a Strange Academy tie-in. I like to think so. I think Shang-Chi and the Record of Time could benefit from that. But it's more of a we'll see. But overall, I loved it. I love the fact that for 6 episodes, they kept us. It was great. It was entertaining. It did need an ending. It was perfect as far as how they introduced Riri into the MCU. So I got no complaints. But what do y'all guys say?
I like the ending. I like that. All the thing I was saying, I know you didn't make a deal just for the AI to come back. Like, I'm glad you got real Natalie, but like, don't tell me you did all that for a computer. Like, take enough naps with the things to your head. I think we can solve this and get it all figured out. People are also saying that could be Natalie plucked from a variant reality.
Yeah.
People are also saying that between the magic and the tech and the cape is on the suit, it could also be she could also become a herald of doom.
Yeah.
Riri could actually be a villain for our champions or Young Avengers or whatever the Femme Fatale squad that
A squad.
The team of girls that are being put together.
Say it one more time, Joe.
What they're talking about, that are champions. The all-female Avengers is called A-Force.
Okay, A-Force. That's what it was.
So yeah, it's if
but we don't have the A-Force moment, so it's probably champions.
They might stick with champions, but go ahead, Tafara.
So yeah, she could become A-Force villain, a young A-Force villain with Amon Vellani's team. Mephisto could also start popping up like Wong was early in the post-Endgame phases, like especially because he says, I have other clients. He could easily show up to he could easily show up in Peter's world and try to force a one more day story, and hopefully Peter says no this time. Because he also has nothing to take from him at this point. Like,
well, I mean, he is starting fresh. He is starting fresh. No,
he does still.
Yeah.
He could offer Peter back his old life, maybe. I don't know who else Mephisto could pop up and possibly bother. This could also lead to Midnight Suns and Ghost Rider, since he does have other people he's working with.
Yep. So I mean, there's some areas he can go into, but But yeah, like I said, how they did Ironheart this time does open up a lot of different levels in how they can actually do it. I can't say, Bama, that Doctor Strange already fixed it. Keep in mind, the last time we saw Strange was Multiverse of Madness. Him and Clea were about to go solve an incursion because he just now got the third eye. So I can't say that's fixed, but at the same time, there is an incursion angle out there with Doctor Strange that right now doesn't have a direction. So there's that too. But yeah, but going back to Ironheart though, that just looks like that may work. Do you think Mephisto will show up in Fantastic Four? I want to say yes. I don't think he's. Let me put it this way. I don't think he'll show up. I don't think he'll show up in the Fantastic Four first steps. I don't think he'll show up there because they're really too focused on Galactus and that whole thing. So I think Mephisto shows up once they've gotten everybody within the same sacred timeline. That's my opinion because I think First Steps is going to lead to where we are going to see them actually probably more than likely take the interdimensional bridge to the current MCU and probably drag along Doom with it. But I would say Mephisto will show up, just not in the current First Step movie. That's just me. But what do y'all guys think?
I think he'll be around to offer people deals. I could also see him showing up like in Secret Wars before Battle World, and it's just like he's probably already had run-ins with everybody, and before they all like go to war, it's like anybody want to strike a deal, and they all just tell him to piss off.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see who else he shows up with, or possibly in any TV shows. I'm also curious about the time travel shenanigans because now that we see in the new trailers, I guess Thing with the beard, I guess there's some kind of time skip. It feels like they're finding ways to age up all these children they're introducing because we now have teenage Billy and Tommy out there somewhere.
Yep.
I think the only person who hasn't gotten some kind of workaround is young T'Challa, which I'm sure they're figuring something out.
They're got to be very, very, very careful with that, just because of the late Chadwick Boseman and that attachment to that character, and the fact that at the end of Wakanda Forever, we really do get introduced to his son. So there's that too. But Joe, what are your thoughts on Mephisto eventually showing himself up along with the Fantastic Four, the MCU?
I think he'll probably stay out of Fantastic Four because they got other things they got to deal with. Somewhere else, maybe. Okay. More than likely Spider-Man, since he's so intricately tied to Spider-Man before going to like other stuff. I don't think they don't really deal too much in the mystical. They deal more in the cosmic and space and whatnot. Right. I just don't see that being Mephisto.
Fair. Wakanda Forever came out 3 years ago. Yeah, but here's the thing, Bama. It's like Black Panther and its storyline. It did have a set storyline until, unfortunately, Mr. Boseman passed. He was supposed to have a nice little 3 or 4 picture deal, and of course, because of his passing, they've had to switch things up. Shuri got fast forward to be Black Panther. Of course, now she's kind of last time we saw Wakanda Forever, she's kind of she's not exiled, but she's taking a trip. At the same time, you have M'Baku, who is now the quote unquote king of Wakanda, which I still think is crazy. But they're going to have to be very careful because, again, with Eyes of Wakanda is going to be the screen test. Even though that's animated, even though that's got, was it 6, 7 episodes, I think, they're going to have to be very, very careful. Although Ryan Coogler, that man has had a victory run. His Sinners victory run is still going on. And again, success, much deserved success on Sinners. That's still in theaters, still being shown everywhere. So definitely much given success to him on that. The fact that he is working on the next Black Panther movie, that makes me feel great. It's just like James Gunn on Superman. Everybody has said Gunn has done a wonderful job. So Coogler is basically the Black Panther as Gunn is Superman. I think we will be okay, but that's just me. But
and it was revealed that James Gunn recently spoke to Ryan Coogler too.
Yeah, I mean,
if you want to handle all of Static, if you want to handle Static and all his rogues gallery,
I'm just saying that I'm just saying y'all beat me to the punch.
But also, Static. They said Static is starting to become the Spider-Man of the universe because now that DC's popular, suddenly the rights are now getting harder to obtain. So somebody now has to learn to share.
Again, I'm just saying we've all and Gunn has sat there and said many a times that Static is a priority. Hardwire, Icon, Rocket, Blood Syndicate, they are all priorities. He has acknowledged himself that the right person has to be at the helm. And again, Coogler, I could see Gunn going to Coogler and saying, how would you like to basically give Static Shock? I mean, how would you basically like to give us Static? How would you like to give us Icon, Rocket, Hardware? How would you like to give us all these characters and you have full control? I'm not saying that Marvel would be nervous, but Marvel may have to rethink some things if we ever hear those characters actually get a live action run. That's all I'm saying. Although I would hurry up because some of these people that we've already casted for Static are getting a little older. Mine was a kid on Stranger Things, and that man's got a beard now. Pretty soon, the Stranger Things is going to be Stranger Things of college years at this point. What'd you say, Bama or Jordan Peele, not Tyler Perry? I will put it this way: Jordan Peele would do it. I would give Jordan Peele because you know what? I'll even go one farther. If James Gunn ever revisits Swamp Thing, that Jordan Peele should do it. If he ever revisits it, although again, hard to say if he was not, but I'm just saying. What do you say, Kira? Coogler has gone on record saying he wants to work on properties that don't belong with other people. Understandably. And I know for a lot of people, Coogler is our go-to. It's like if there's anybody I know we can do it justice, here's what I'll also say. If not Coogler, an up-and-coming film director that understands the source material. I will say that. If they understand the source material, if they have a clear vision for it, and they understand what we as comic book readers want, let them run with it. So I'll be honest. If not Coogler, it should be another, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It should be another black filmmaker that really should be given the reins to see what they can do with it. Because we've seen what happened with Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle deserves another movie. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. Blue Beetle definitely deserves another movie. Will they do it? That's
where does Blue Beetle stand right now in the midst of?
I mean, he is
a part of it, but the movie doesn't count.
Right.
But it also does count.
So the movie was basically a big screen test, basically.
Blue Beetle was kind of like what Aquaman, the first Aquaman movie was. Like, we acknowledge it because it's a part of the Snyderverse, but at the same time, that's the only bright side of it.
All right, because I thought, didn't they say like Blue Beetle was like technically the first of Gunn's next like projects or phase?
He did. Gunn did say officially Blue Beetle was the start of his DC run. Okay. Although he did not have a hand in it, he didn't have any directional in it. He did say that Blue Beetle was the start of his run, which again, I love Blue Beetle. I love the fact of how they did it. I love the fact of the character, now that Cobra Kai is over and done with, he's open for more movies now. So I hope they kind of go back to him, give Blue Beetle to Robert Rodriguez. I can see that. I mean, he did a great Sin City. I'm not mad about the original Sin City, so I can see what he can do with Blue Beetle. But yeah, it just, like I said, give it to somebody that understands the material, understands the culture. Can't go wrong with that. But with that being said, guys, we don't have a comic pool this week, but we will have one next week. Well, actually, I think we got guests next week, don't we, Joe?
I left that in you guys' hands, remember? Because they gave me like their phone numbers and whatnot, and I didn't want to. I'm not comfortable calling people I don't know.
Well, I didn't want to hit them up too early, so we're still. I think we're still good for it. We just the next week we just got to follow up with them.
Yeah, we got to follow up. Okay, that's my bad moment. So we'll follow up. Hopefully, we'll have guests next week. But with that being said, we're pretty much going to wrap it up here for this weekend. I will start with Joe because his lucky duck behind went to SmackDown. By the way, how was it?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I actually thank God for Logan Paul just for a change because he ruined the Jelly Roll concert. So
he ruined it.
Thank God I didn't have to. Yeah, he came out and hosted the whole thing. Thank God I didn't have to listen to it. It was just a way to get Jelly Roll onto the pay-per-view event tomorrow night.
Oh yeah,
so Jelly Roll's going to be in the corner.
What happens tomorrow besides AEW?
Randy Orton when he fights Logan Paul.
Oh, Night of Champions. No, not Night of Champions. Shoot. What is tomorrow night?
Saturday Night Live.
Oh, Saturday Night Main Event. There we go. That's it. Because Goldberg is
Saturday Night Main Event XL.
Yeah, that's what it is. I was thinking AEW.
And then Sunday night is Evolution.
Yep, and then AEW has All In Texas. So, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna leave that alone because I'll be on a whole nother tangent with wrestling. But Joe, we'll let people know what you're up to, sir, and where they can find you.
Right now, not a whole lot. Just because I got life stuff happening and shenanigans. So I'll eventually get back streaming. Tafara and I, however, are up to our Ultraman stuff again. So we'll be doing episode 2 over on the Chill Guy Joe YouTube channel this week. Strong start. The special effects team is top notch because they're the people that did Godzilla -1. So really good special effects in this one. Apparently this time we're not doing the beam. We're just shanking.
Okay.
That's pretty much it for me right now. Like I really don't have too much going on because I got like a lot of other stuff happening with me. So
Oh yeah, you've been out and about, sir. I can understand that. The man, the myth, the legend. What more can we say about this man that hasn't already been said in multiple rooms across, everywhere? Tafari, I want people know what you're doing, sir.
Yeah, I finally have a Wii now, so I have been clearing my back catalog. I am looking at the list. I think I'm like only a third through Twilight Princess. I've been playing it like in 2-hour increments. I think I'm going to be done with Smash Brothers probably Monday. Okay. Moving on, I'll probably replace that with Sonic and the Secret Rings, which I don't think is very long. And then moving on to Sonic and the Black Knight, because that's another one I never got to play back in the day. So I'll be trying that for the first time. Subspace Emissary, it should be wrapping up very soon. A lot of fun. I don't know why they didn't do another Smash story like that or bring that to Ultimate, but whatever. Thank you, Sakurai, for that. I'm trying to think what else I posted. A few other videos are out. People in their head assness about Ironheart skit is out. 2025, you've reached the checkpoint. You can rest here. Kind of just a mental health video. And then more debauchery with the MAGA people versus the Snyder fanboys, because if we can turn them on each other, we can watch our movie in peace. So those are all out now. You can also watch stuff on Blurred's Eye that is out from Con season that's still coming out. So snippets are dropping over there. I think that is it for me, though.
All right. Yeah, I mean, watching them people eat each other alive is always fun. Before I do get to myself, some shameless plugging as you usually do. Although we did not have a comp pool this week, guys, still check out Rick's Comic City. If you are in the Middle Tennessee area, definitely check them out. They have 2 locations, Nashville, Tennessee, and Clarksville, Tennessee. Also, rickscomiccity.com, where you can definitely do your order pulls. You can definitely do your grades, things of that nature. Definitely check them out if you are in the Middle Tennessee area because they show us love. We want to show them love. If you are not in the Middle Tennessee area, guys, support your local libraries, support your local comic book stores, support your local bookstores, support your indie artists, whether graphical or written or whatnot. Support the indies, support because they definitely need it. Check out also APR TV. Why? Because our show, the Give It Podcast, shows on there on the Roku channel and Amazon Fire TV at APR TV. Definitely check that out, as well as other shows that are showing on that network as well. Also, check out BlurStation.com. We've been talking about BlurStation.com for quite a while, guys. It is everywhere anything that we want it to be, where our views, our content, most importantly, our dollars should be going to. Definitely check them out at BlurStation.com. It is $10.99 a month to stream BlurStation, and you can stream BlurStation on all smart devices. So definitely check out BlurStation.com. As for myself, guys, please check out the Give It Podcast on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram. Like, share, and support, because much like Sesame Street and NPR, we cannot do any of this without you. As for myself, Black_Spartan615 is where you can find me on the socials. Like and follow me. Just don't be weird. I don't want to have to block anybody. At the same time, guys, there is a lot going on in this world. We hope that our show pretty much gives you a nice distraction from it. With that also being said, don't doom scroll, protect your peace, go outside, enjoy the grass, enjoy the summer if you're into the summer, if you're into the 105 plus weather out there we're having right now. Check on your people, whether it's a call or a text, but go out and do something fun, get your mind off of things. We are still going to be all right. Just again, don't doom scroll your way into madness. At the same time, guys, I do actually do some streaming of my own. I know it's been a while since I've done any streaming. I'm still deciding on what game I want to do. I just have to, peruse through Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation Plus and find a game and start streaming there. But once I do, Black Spartan definitely will be able to be found on Twitch or on YouTube is there as well. Also, check out Roomful of Blurs because I am so proud of her because she said she would never. Well, I'll take it back. She wasn't a fan of turn-based RPG games, and she is now playing Claire Obscure Expedition 33, and she's having fun, and I love watching that because, again, I just love people trying things that you normally wouldn't try, but you find something that you love and you have fun with, and that joy is infectious. That's why I'm so proud of her for stepping out of her comfort zone and actually going back to a game that normally she wouldn't play. Speaking of other games, Lainey, Geek by Heart, because her and her husband Jay, that adorable couple, because Jay is like me. Jay understands, we feel all the same way about Superman. We feel a certain way about certain other characters, but definitely check them on Geek by Heart as they have plenty of reviews out there, as they have given their opinions on a lot of things. Lainey is usually playing. I think she is still on. I think Lainey is still playing Breath of the Wild on her Switch 2. If she hasn't already beat it by now, but definitely check her out at Geek by Heart. Also, check out Jay. Still waiting on Jay to play Gears of War because he's a fellow Gears of War fan. I'm a fellow Gears of War fan, so I'm looking forward to watching his stream on Geek by Heart, but definitely check them out there as well. Also, check out Blurred's Eye View. We are on hiatus right now till August, but again, like Spar said, to go to the YouTube page as we still have plenty of content that we are showing, so definitely like, share that. Oh, by the way, please support Roomful of Birds, Kira. Why? She's not that far off from reaching 500, and she needs your support. So if you haven't already liked and followed her, go ahead and do so. We want to get her over that $500 line because we support everybody over here. We are all one band, one sound. Shout out to Orlando Jones for that one. And also Navy Montel, or as I like to call him, the Reverend, definitely check him out at BlurredCon Speaks. Also check out the Captain at Blurred's Eye View. And if I'm missing somebody, I apologize. I am brain dead right now because I need caffeine. But also, Tafara TV, because he has cons out as well, I have 3 simple con rules. Number 1, respect the cosplayer at all times. Cosplay is not consent. We are seeing more and more people getting called out for being pervs. Go for it. Why? Because it takes a lot of courage to cosplay. It takes a lot of courage to put on something that you made or that you paid for, to be able to enjoy it. Because again, to all those pervs out there, cosplay people are not your playthings. They are not your little models. They are not anything except to be treated like human beings. Otherwise, they get a guy like me to throw you out. And trust me, I'm getting pretty good at tossing people. Number 2, wash your ass. It's summertime. It's freaking hot. Wash your ass. Wear deodorant. Wear clean clothes. When you go to these cons, hygiene is important because, again, if you haven't noticed, we still get cough, colds, and everything else coming to these cons. Please protect yourself above all else. Wash your ass. And the last rule that I have for myself is that I have for everybody else. In a world that is cruel, that is kind, that is unkind, be nice, be kind, talk and share your fandoms. Discuss your fandoms. Don't be a dick, and we'll all be cool. And also, guys, it's the weekend. I don't know if you guys know this, but I know people want to drink, people want to relax and whatnot. It's the weekend. Please make smart decisions. You won't see a judge until Monday or Tuesday, depending on what county you're in. I know for Davidson County, apparently that you can get bailed out, but make smart decisions. Go home, have fun, but go home safe and all that jazz. But again, make smart decisions. You probably won't see a judge till Tuesday. That being said, guys, we are definitely going to wrap this up. We will hopefully be back here, same Get Bit time, same Get Bit channel, with news of the week, with comic pulls of the week, and anything else that may happen. So with that being said, fellas, anything else we call tonight?
Go to the movies. We got good stuff out this month.
Yes, July is a very good month. Also, if you are going to see the Superman movie, as we said at the beginning of this podcast, no spoilers. Be nice, be kind. Folks have lives. They all cannot go watch it on Thursday or Friday or even Saturday or Sunday. They may have to wait till next week. Be nice, be kind, don't spoil. And if you need to go shout into a pillow. But Joe, Tafara, anything else?
That's about it for me. Just keep on pushing, folks.
Yep, keep on pushing, keep smiling. It's gonna be okay. Take time. Peace out. I have been Will. That's been Chad, who decided to pop up at the last second. That's Tafari. That's been Joe. This has been the Get Bit podcast tonight, guys. Thank you all for watching. Please take care of yourselves and each other, and I promise everything will be all right. But go touch some grass. Peace.